Two people are in custody accused of assaulting a hotel worker not once, but twice. And shortly after those attacks, the victim and the suspects were interviewed by police, but no arrests were made. That victim's lawyer now saying that he believes race was a factor.
There were several witnesses who documented that they were the aggressors.
Attorney John Strafacci represents Crystal Caldwell, the hotel employee seen assaulted at the Quality Inn in Mystic, Connecticut. This video captures the second assault on her after trying to hide from her assailants.
If Crystal had been a 59-year-old white lady from Mystic, Connecticut, and it was two black individuals who brutally assaulted her, the two black individuals would have been arrested on the spot.
Except they weren't. Instead, authorities took 39-year-old Philip Sarner and 28-year-old Emily Orbay into custody nearly 2.5 weeks after the assault. The two were found in Brooklyn, New York. Sarner has been charged with assault in the second and third degree, while Orbay faces 2 counts of third-degree assault. Both were charged with intimidation based on bigotry and bias.
We are so thankful that the Marshals picked these people up, because this gives her at least some measure of comfort.
The comfort comes to Caldwell, who has been recovering from injuries she sustained during the attacks. Her attorney says she has a concussion, facial swelling, back, wrist, knee, and lung injuries, and is suffering from PTSD. There has been public outcry over how the Stonington police handled the initial hours of the investigation, prompting a third-party investigation of the incident.
And I hope that the commissioners actively look into what happened, why the suspects were allowed to escape not once but 3 times.
Stonington police had interviewed the suspects and victim shortly after the incident that happened at 11:30 a.m. on June 26th, before all 3 went to the hospital. Sarner and Orbay returned to the hotel around 3 p.m. before heading back to New York. Warrants for their arrest were issued on July 1st.
If we leave allegations of poor police work or mishandling of this incident unaddressed, they become the only story.
That third-party investigation is still ongoing at this time. We also reached out to Stonington police about the initial investigation, but they had no comment. Now, Strafacci and Caldwell are very thankful to Detective Howard of the Stonington Police Department for his tireless work during this investigation. As for her alleged assailants, there is no timetable for their extradition back to the state. In Stonington, Dave Puglisi, Fox 61 News.